Hello, welcome to this video, the very first list video. I plan on just kind of doing this every Saturday, and I know today is Sunday, and I'll get into that. But I just kind of want to do just like what's going on, what I've been playing, basically like kind of what's been going on throughout the week. What are my thoughts on what I've been playing, and then lastly, I'm going to update the list and lock stuff in. Like I said, I was supposed to do this yesterday, and it's probably a bad start because this is the first one. But this whole channel, I'm streaming, I'm doing the website. All of this is because I just started a new job a couple weeks ago, and it's gonna it. And so I went through the new employee orientation where it was just Monday through Friday, and then I had the weekends off. Starting now, I start my new work schedule where I work. It's weird. I work 4 days on, I get 1 day off. I work 4 days on, and then I get 5 days off. So basically, every 2 weeks, I get 5 days off. But in the other 9 days, I only get 1 day off. So yesterday was my 1 day off. I am going into work today. So I just had a lot of like adult stuff I had to take care of. I had to mow the lawn, I had to clean the apartment, I had to go grocery shopping, and I had to do that all in just 1 day. I didn't have like 2 days to kind of take care of all my stuff. So I just didn't have the time yesterday to do it. So I'm still kind of getting used to this whole schedule. But my point is, the whole point of me doing this is because every 2 weeks I'm gonna have still getting used to this camera, a 5 day stretch where I'm gonna have 5 days off every 2 weeks. So I just figured, give me something to do during those, 5 days off. Uh, and that's why I'm gonna. But like also, I will be doing little videos here and there on the days I'm not working. But anyway, so let's get into the video itself. Oh, I guess also I did want to mention I have started rewatching the MCU about 5 years ago during COVID. So I guess it was 6 years. During lockdown, I went through and watched every single superhero movie released from 2000 to then present day, and I kind of ranked them all. I haven't watched superhero movies much since. I've watched a few MCU movies, but not too many. So I thought it'd be fun to do an MCU rewatch while I'm kind of doing this because sorry. Well, I'm also a big hockey fan, and hockey is going to be ratchet. It's kind of like it's going to be finishing up soon. We're into the Stanley Cup Finals, so basically, as soon as hockey is over, or nights where there isn't hockey, I'm just going to watch a Marvel movie. So I'm going to start doing that more. I've only so far watched Iron Man. I just like I said, I've just been kind of focusing on hockey. But as soon as hockey's over and I'll want to have something to do at night, I'll start watching a Marvel movie every once in a while, and then start doing that ranking. But let's get into the main point of this video, which is the list. So we'll switch over to this, and this is my website. So this video is going to be a little different than the rest just because it's the first one. And I figure I'll just kind of quickly go through all of the games that I've played. And then after that, it'll be more focused on what I just kind of played that week. So at 44, I have You're in the Movies. I actually haven't even had a chance to start this one. I just kind of quickly backlogged it. I wanted to play it. I have a Connect bar, but I couldn't play it because you can't use the Connect. You have to use the Xbox Live camera. So I'm gonna have to like pick up an Xbox Live camera to play that game at some point. Kane and Lynch, I played a little bit. I backlogged it. I just wasn't into it at the time. Lair, same thing, and Metroid Other M. So those are four games that I have had the intention. Well, You're in the Movies. I had the intention of playing. I just couldn't. The other three I have started. I've played a number of hours, and I just kind of fell off. That I got to get back to at some point. So from here on out, the 40-1 I have finished, and these are all officially ranked. History Channel Battle for the Pacific. It's a bad first person shooter. Young Justice. That's just a bad Marvel Ultimate Alliance clone. Kung Fu Rider. It's a PlayStation Move game, and it's a bad one. Cameo, Cameo. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's just frustratingly bad, but like I have a feeling like I dislike Cameo way more than the average person. Are you more smarter than a fifth grader? That is one that I played this week. It was interesting to play this one. I had actually never seen the show. I've only ever played this one time with my friends, and I played the multiplayer mode. So this I played the single player mode, which is more akin to the actual TV show. And it was interesting to just see how the TV show is, how the TV show operated. And it was just basically Jeopardy meets um, Jeopardy meets what is it? Do you want to become a millionaire? God, I can't remember the name of that show now. How to become a millionaire? What the show Millionaire. It was a kind of a mash between those two. John Woo presents Stranglehold. That's it. That this is the game that inspired me to create the category of three, or the ranking of the rating of three, where it is not bad, but it's just not fun. And that's where I wound up putting Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader as well. Perfect Dark Zero. This is a weird game where like I played through it and I just completely forgot I played through it. I just remember playing it for a little bit, and then I just kind of backlogged it for probably a couple weeks, and then I just kept saying I got to get back to Perfect Dark Zero. I got to get back to Perfect Dark Zero. And when I finally got back to it, I was like, "Oh, I only have like 2 levels to go through." Like I somehow I just kind of played this game and just completely forgot about it. It was so unremarkable. Rogue Warrior, it's an okay first person shooter, but then like the main character is so objectively just terrible. It's not a good shooter. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I like Harry Potter. This was interesting to play, say the least, but the game itself was bad. But I remember I was really into the chess. Okay, another game, and this is something that I'm currently playing, is Power Up Heroes. Power Up Heroes is a first person, or no, not a first person. It is a fighting game with it's a Connect fighting game, and it's very similar to Arms, I would say, in just terms of like it's how you have your character behind the back, and like with Arms, you were using the controllers to control what your character did. In this, you're just using your body because it's a Connect game. It's interesting. They have health bars. You have like I guess there seems to be like some basic combo system. I haven't fully unlocked it, but I'm going to keep playing it. It's interesting. It's actually a little better than I thought it would be. Uh, at 30, I locked in CSI Fatal Conspiracy. It was fine. It was a fine game. NASCAR or Saints Row. That's another one I just started. This game I'm actually going to be streaming on Twitch in the mornings. It will be 9 a.m. My schedule is a little weird. I have it posted like on here what my schedule is. At some point I might go through it. I won't have time in this video, but I do have a weird schedule. But this is a game that I will be streaming to completion on Twitch, and then it will also be moved over, and all the videos will be put onto my YouTube channel as well. NASCAR Unleashed, that was a NASCAR game, like an arcadey NASCAR game. Medal of Honor 2010. This is not a World War II shooter. This is like the modern day shooter where they're like, hey, let's have it in the Middle East, like every other first person shooter during this generation. Borderlands, the pre-sequel. It's the worst Borderlands game, but it was still pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was about average. Condemned, Criminal Origins. This game was interesting. It had some really good ideas. I think it had a good tone, but like the first person combat was rough. At least in the year 2026, maybe in the year 2005 it was all right, but in the year 2006 it was not. Mario Party 8. I like Mario Party. I've never played a single player version of it, and I enjoyed the single player content way more than I should have. Madden '07. This was the Wii version, and I was impressed at how well it played. It was a lot better than I thought it would be. Burnout Revenge. This is one that I just finished up. I was really enjoying it. I was enjoying it. It had some neat modes. But it was a little on the easy side, and then all of a sudden the game just got so much harder, and then it just got to a point where every time I loaded it up, I would just look at the events that I just hadn't completed and I had to, and I just didn't want to play it anymore. I just hit a point where I was just like, I'm done with this game. I don't want to play it anymore. So I kind of called it quits. I think I did end up playing it more than the 6 hours I have listed there, but I can't remember. But it definitely was more than that. But like I didn't finish it, but like I'm done with it. I locked it in at 22. It's a flawed but interesting game. 21 Shadow of Mordor. This was the PlayStation 3 version. So yes, most people probably played the PS4 or the Xbox One version. I wanted to play the more limited previous generation game, and it was still pretty good. Like combat was fun. It was lacking what made the game the first one, or what made the PS4 generation version. That was a game of the year contender. This is just, it's flawed but interesting. It's a flawed but interesting game, but it was still pretty good. We Fit. This is another one I've put more than an hour in. I've just been kind of doing it in the mornings, just kind of doing my yoga and my stretches. It's working well for that. I'm liking it. The Saboteur. I liked the Saboteur. Like I objectively know I couldn't put it higher, but like I had fun just running around creating havoc and just creating a mess. It was way better than it had any right to be. Just want to check to see how the videos. Okay, it's looking fine. So cool. Keep in mind, I am a one-man operation, so every once in a while I just like to check on how everything's looking. Because I'll be honest, I did record one video and I didn't check, and then it was like completely fucked up, and I just couldn't keep it, so I just kind of wound up deleting it and went, all right, that's a learning lesson. Hitman Absolution. This is a game that I am also currently playing. I just played it earlier this morning. So I my very first Hitman game was Hitman, the one that came out in 2016 that was just called Hitman, and then they did 2 and 3, and I played those as well. Those are great games. I've never played a Hitman before that, so it's interesting going back to Absolution, which I think is probably the last one of this generation. But it's good. I'm really impressed with it. The big difference is the 2016, like that trilogy, they only had like a few levels, like 6 or 7 levels, but they're just these massive areas. This game has like 20 levels, and they're all like smaller, more intimate areas. You can still get into like create some havoc and create some chaos, but not quite as well. But like I'm enjoying it. It's pretty good. The story is intriguing. I definitely look forward to making my way through that. Project Gotham Racing 3. It was a very bare bones racing game, but it was still a really solid racing game. Tales of Vesperia. I played it for 30, I think like 32 hours ultimately. It This is one problem I just have with JRPGs and just video games in general. Usually about 30 hours into a game, I just kind of like I start losing interest and I'm ready to move on. And that's kind of what happened with Tales. I liked it. I enjoyed my time with it, but like I'm just not a 50-hour JRPG guy. Uh, Geometry Wars. Geometry Wars, this is a game that I do not like to play in long stretches. It's just short bursts. Just sit down, play 4 or 5 times, and just have some fun. It is something I have streamed. I streamed it right after Burnout Revenge because I just needed to calm down, and then I started playing Saints Row. MLB '09 The Show. The game was good. I'm bad at baseball, but the game was good. Dragon's Crown, I just recently finished that up. The combat was way more fun than I thought it would be. That was just a really good, kind of similar to Diablo, where it's a bit of a loot game, but then also a brawler. So it was good. I was really impressed with it. Dirt 2. Dirt 2 is just a really, really good racing game. Fear. Okay, yeah. The rest of these games, they're nothing I've played recently. So I'll just kind of quickly kind of go through a few of these. Fear is a first-person shooter, and boy, it's way better than it has. Like the shooting just feels so great. I had issues with the story. It was a little odd. The tone was pretty good. But yeah, the shooting itself, like for a game that came out in 2005, mind blowing. Viva Pinata. Viva Pinata is just a lovely game. I don't know what else I can say about that. XCOM Enemy Within. This is I don't want to call it the sequel, but it's kind of like the DLC. XCOM's amazing. I love XCOM. So yeah, I enjoyed that DLC as well. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. I think a lot of people would probably have this game higher. I still thought it was great, but like I didn't get into the story at all. I just would pick a direction and just kind of go in that direction and just kind of kept doing that for 25 hours until I got bored and kind of stopped playing. But I had a lot of fun and like walking around the world exploring. And Diablo 3. Diablo 3 I just kept playing. I finished it and then I just kept playing it. It's so much fun. I yeah, Diablo 3 was great. The numbers just kept getting bigger. X-Men Origins Wolverine. This is one that was like highly anticipated for me and it delivered. I was so excited to pick this game up and I'm so glad I played it and absolutely phenomenal. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. I'm not a Metal Gear guy, but I am a Metal Gear Rising Revengeance fan. That is the best Metal Gear game. Uncharted is one of my favorite franchises. I started with the third one just because I recently played through the other two. I got to get back to the other two at this point at some point, but yeah, I played through three. I love Uncharted 3. Spoilers, I do think there is one that is better from this generation. We'll get into that later. But yeah, as of right now, it's a top three game for me. Assassin's Creed 2. Assassin's Creed is also one of my favorite franchises, and the second one is one of the best from this generation. It's not the best, spoilers, but it is one of the best. And then lastly, Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect is another. It's a trilogy that I love, one of my favorite franchises from this generation. Spoilers, I actually do think there's one that's a little bit better. We'll get into it later. But like that is one that is going to be high on this list for a very, very long time. Uh, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I do plan on my general goal is to have this video be maybe about a half hour and I'm gonna spend more time on the games I have been playing and what I have officially locked in. But it felt weird doing that when I haven't when I haven't done any video talking about the list at all. So I thought I'll go through, I'll talk about each game a little bit. And now after that, I'll just kind of talk about my experience, like what I've been playing moving forward. So I want to thank you for watching and catch you next time.